Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and I have an amazing surprise group of guests here today to promote Harlow's Harlow's Haunt, an amazing new indie horror movie that's coming out. First off, let me go ahead and say hi over to Terry Gerald. He's the director. Terry, what's up, buddy?
Hey man, thank you for having us, Travis. We really appreciate you taking time to talk to us and have us on the show and taking a look at our movie. We're super excited about it. So again, thank you for taking time to have us on.
Anytime. And down below, I got Amy Rolfson, correct?
Yes. What's up, Travis? Thank you for having us.
Yes, she is the associate producer and director, and she also is an actress in the movie. Thank you for coming here, Amy.
Thank you for having us.
And finally, I have a horror icon here, Grandpa Sawyer himself from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he has a huge role in the movie as well, Mr. John Dugan. John, what's up, buddy?
Woohoo! You baby, you Trav.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So I
Yes.
had the privilege of watching a screener of this movie. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a good ride, and it definitely had me guessing where this is going. So, Terry, I'm going to ask you first. What was your inspiration for this movie?
That's a good question. I've been around the horror community for a bunch of years and I've been a writer editorially for various things for magazines, things like that. But I've also been kind of that hidden creative writer. And the kind of genesis of it is I live in Central Florida, kind of west of Orlando, just actually right around the Disney area, and between Orlando and Tampa. And there's a lot of these old little towns still in existence around here, and Amy can talk about that too. These kind of creepy old little towns like out in the southwest part of Florida. And when I moved to this area, I started kind of absorbing where these towns came from, what they were made of. And I learned more about the area and how lawless it really was, 100 years ago or 150, or 50 years ago, whatever the time period was. That the Everglades and the swamp areas, there was a lot of stuff that happened and went on, and again, it was fairly lawless. There was a lot of creepy stuff going on as far as people traveling from the islands like up to New Orleans. You had like the voodoo elements and all, just all these things. And so that kind of lit the fires of creativity. And I had a bunch of short stories written that it kind of started, hitting notes with these different stories. So I started grabbing a piece here and there and creating a character and, just kind of like, a sculptor or something. I just kind of started throwing clay at it and the story came together. And then other real world elements about it does take place at a haunted attraction, and we were extremely privileged to be able to shoot the majority of the movie at a real working haunted attraction here in the area, Sir Henry's.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Really?
that place was amazing. And so we were able to shoot there and to kind of center a lot of things around not only the haunt as an attraction, but for a lot of the scenes, particularly John, who stars as Harlow. He's the title character. And well, I'm gonna start right there for a second. John has got already. We've been at a bunch of film festivals. We've got 99 laurels now, so we've got 99 awards and official selections. We're just like we.
What? How many?
We got 99. We're working on that 100th one. John's got a bunch.
Are you fucking shitting me?
I'll send you. I've got a whole list of them. I'll send you the spreadsheet.
Huh? Fuck, I've only seen like 4 or 5.
Well, John's got like 4 or 5 Best Actor wins. Amy got Best Actress this week, and so we're just thrilled with the attention that the international community is seeing.
Now, what's this 99 thing all about?
Yeah, it's like some we've just been selected for festivals, and others, we get multiple awards, like for writing, direction, the poster. We've got a bunch.
Oh, okay. I thought you told me I had 99 best
actors. No, you've got. I think you've got 4 or 5 best actors, and you're probably going to get more. And,
Absolutely.
so yeah, but that was kind of the genesis of it, just sort of real world stuff, and kind of molded it into some fiction there, and a lot of creepy elements, just kind of the creepy nature of what is good, what is bad, what is evil, what is good, how similar they really can be, and how people manage that. So
Now, how long did it take to production wise for this movie?
well, if we count now, we're just coming up on our official release. Our distributor, Bayview Entertainment, the same guys that have Skinamarink, and they're massive distributor, picked us up, which we're again just super honored and thrilled to be working with those guys. We're being released at around Halloween this year. So if you count that, it'll be a little over 2 years in production from actually sitting down and writing the first word on through. Production wise, we shot when we shoot, like from April till about July, but we had to
We
work
started last week in April and wrapped the last weekend in June, because when we shot this, we filmed only on the weekends.
Yeah,
We had a 3-week break in between towards the end.
I was thinking 3 weeks or something like that, but I didn't realize you'd started.
I think
I'm really tired. I don't ever know what day of the week it is. I didn't realize we shot only on weekends. I really didn't get that.
Yeah, Dugan came in and was in and out in 3 days. So he got his stuff done. He was in and out. The rest of the crew
Don't say that. At least you didn't say I was in and out in 3 minutes.
No, 3 days. 3 days. John had long days.
Amy just scared the shit out of me.
John had 14-hour days on set.
Yeah, he did.
The rest of us had more of like.
No, but it was, you know what, though, Travis, was really comfortable. It was only 102.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Air conditioning.
Now, John, the the best line I heard in the whole entire movie was, "No, I'm not giving out hand jobs or money." Like, was that something in the script, or did you come up with that on your own?
No, it was. Yeah, no, it was Terry wrote that. I reckon I may have said it differently or something, but it was definitely there. The man don't need no money. He really, this guy doesn't need money. He's very comfortable. Where he is in the middle of bumfuck swampland of Central Florida. And he himself is kind of on the run, and he went there purposely just to get the fuck away.
Now John,
and he loves his life as a what?
I have a question. Was it hard for you to get into character for this, or what was it natural?
Well, no. Well, it's never easy. I mean, if you wanted to do a good job, but it wasn't like I beat my head against a wall for weeks trying to figure it out, But
it wasn't authentic.
Wow, that's a good question, Travis. I don't know, and I get asked that, quite a lot from different films I've done, and I hate to say that it's not really that tough for me, but it really. The only thing I've ever struggled with in all the years I've been acting, professionally. So it's like 50, 40, 51, 52 years now, or something like that. The toughest role I ever had was playing Horatio in Hamlet. Just because it's Hamlet doesn't mean it's a good role. And everybody who has ever studied Shakespeare knows that Horatio is a sucky fucking role. I don't think anybody's ever won an acting award for playing fucking Horatio. Everybody's, ooh, Horatio. You could say, at the end, you could say, Good night, sweet prince, blah, 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 blah. But, the rest of the plays go, yes, my lord. No, my lord. Don't do that, my lord. What, your lord? And try to do that in like the proper iambic pentameter and make it mean something. Shit, man. But anyway, I mean, that was really the only role I've ever had that I really, really struggled at, and I think I really sucked. And when I mentioned that to other actors who have worked in the theater and done Shakespeare, they went, "Oh yeah, everybody sucks at Horatio. Don't beat yourself up, But no, I can pretty much, as long as I've been doing this, I like to have 2 or 3 weeks heads up to do some research and get into myself. I apparently, from what I've heard from partners of mine, I get kind of reclusive and moody when I'm doing it. But no, it's I love it. It makes me feel good. It's what I like to do. It's what I'm fucking born to do. I think.
Cool.
Either that or rewrite Elvis songs when I was like 5 years old and sing them real loud until my brother beat on the wall and said, "Shut the fuck up." I was good at that.
Well, you definitely deserve the Best Actor award because you did a great job in this movie.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Travis. I appreciate that.
And one thing, just to ping off of that, when you're asking about Dugan and who he is as an artist, when he's showcasing the character that he's given for, in this instance, he was Harlow Greer. That you watched the movie last night, the scene in the beginning when he was sitting at the table with the mother and son who came in, that whole long scene, that was in one take.
Really?
One fucking take.
That can answer you.
I couldn't have done it without Crystal. I could not have possibly done it.
You did it in one take, and that's the artist that John is. Terry wasn't even going to cut to change an angle or lighting or anything. He just kept the camera rolling, and that was all one continuous shot, one take.
That was.
How long was it, Amy?
Like what?
6.5 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes.
How long was it? 6.5 minutes? Wow.
Yeah. And another little trivia. When I started kind of going back to the production time and all that, when I first started writing the story, I've known John a good while, and for me, everybody writes different. You've got your own muses and demons and all that. Immediately when I started writing the part of Harlow, John was in my mind. So I wrote the whole story for John, with John in mind. And then it came time, I was going into pre-production, I'm going into casting, and I'm like, okay, who am I going to get to play this part? Because John will never do it. If I ask him, I'm scared to ask him. I was walking around wringing my hands for a week. It's like, should I call? Should I email? Should I just drop it? Should I just not do the movie at all? I'm going to go get a job making French fries somewhere and screw this movie. And so finally I pinged him one day. He said, hey, can you talk a minute? I called. I asked him. He said, sure. Just when? What day? Let's get a plane ticket. I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm passing out here. You said you would do it. And it was like,
come on, Terry.
No, I'm telling you, it was like Christmas and birthday and
for Christ's sake,
Wars Day all at once. Yeah, that was after that I knew everything was going to be okay, because it was like, man, that was the greatest gift to the whole movie, to the whole production for me from a writer's standpoint. And I think John brought so much energy as a person, creatively, professionally, and all to the whole production, that it just drove. After that, I mean, it just kicked into gear. And everybody did a great job. Not taking a thing away from anybody on the cast or crew.
Oh hell yeah!
But John is Harlow Greer. Period.
John was Harlow. There isn't a question. Every element, it was just better than I imagined it could have been. So.
Terry, I felt the same way.
Are you sure? No, really. Are you sure I don't look too young?
Well,
that was an issue, but we worked through it.
It's all CGI.
I just had to add that.
I felt the same way when you messaged me like 30 minutes before the interview. You said, "Hey, do you mind Johnny come out?" I was like, "Oh my God, hell yeah!" Totally nerding out to interview, horror icon.
And I'm going to have to sign off. I don't think I can stay for this whole thing because I'm in the middle of this clusterfuck of having to leave town and everything. But I did want to. You got 5 more minutes.
Okay.
If you got anything to ask me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shoot over to Amy for a second. Amy, I do have a question for you.
Sure.
Excellent job. I mean, you wore multiple hats in this movie, not only as the associate director and producer, as well as an actress in this movie. How tough was that? I'm assuming that to juggle multiple hats was pretty tough.
I think you just jump in and do it. When you have a project that you really love and care about, and you want it to be successful, and you want the team to have what it needs to function, Terry and I were a great team, and we knew what needed to get done. And so it was kind of just a no-brainer. You just show up and do your job.
That's amazing. And a couple of days ago, I actually did an interview with the Horror Indie Junkie magazine. And I was editing it last night as I was watching the movie. And I looked at the front cover. I was like, wait a minute.
Surprise.
So you're the cover girl in the latest issue.
Issue number 3, indiehorrorjunkie.com. You can download issue number 3. You can actually download all of the first 3 issues. But that's a really cool magazine that Rick Danford has developed. It's been in motion for a while. I actually just hopped on board with them as their director of sales and marketing. So I'm going to continue to stay involved with that magazine. Terry is going to jump in and do some writing, which is really exciting. He's an incredible writer, as you know. But that magazine is specifically dedicated to indie horror artists, which is who we are. It's what we love. So to be a part of it and be able to pull in and highlight other indie artists, whether it's music or movies or books or podcasts, this gives them a platform to shine. And so we're all really proud of that magazine, and we have a lot of ideas we're working on right now. We're going to continue to grow and expand. But yeah, check out Indie Horror Junkie. It's a great, great indie magazine.
And guys, check out my interview with Rick. That's going to be coming up soon as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we love Rick Danford. Great guy.
All right, I'm going to shoot over to John because I know you have to go. What's next for you? I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people giving you a call. Any future projects? Any part yet soon?
Well, I got a couple down the pipeline, but this entire these fucking produce stick and rich mother lovers that run these studios. Anyway, this whole I'm not even union, but I can do union films on a voucher, which I've never had any trouble with. So, but this whole thing, and I stand by all the unions, everybody who is attacking, pretty much shutting down. And now the Teamsters, yay, the Teamsters are going out. I don't know if you saw that, but they can fuck up the entire world when the Teamsters go out. Try buying a soda pop or toilet paper or something. So I think now that they've joined in, I think this may be resolved pretty soon. And what the head of the Teamsters Union asked Biden himself, don't interfere between a fight between 2 people. Back in my days, a fight between 2 people, you stood back and let them go. Truck drivers are so fucking cool, aren't they? But, we used to... Okay. Amy, you might know this. Answer this joke or question. If you've ever walked on a union production, sometimes I crack myself up. No, really, Travis, you have to understand this. They both know that. Okay. Be patient. So, do you know? Do you know how you can tell a Teamster's dead?
Oh.
The donut falls out of their hand.
Oh, yeah.
Zinger.
Because they drive. No, they get paid by the hour, even though they actually drive for like, you have a fucking 12, 14-hour day, and they've only driven like 2 of it. Then they sit there and just fucking eat. It's like, oh, speaking of that one, Terry, you'll like this.
Okay.
It doesn't apply to your favorite breed of dog, but it still is one of my favorite breeds. Do you know how you can tell Labrador is dead?
No, how?
They stop farting.
That's a power.
The dog or Terry?
What? The dog?
What?
Hey, Travis,
Yes.
I gotta go. Like, no, okay. So goodbye. I hope to see. And, oh, by the way, Travis, this is top secret, but the 3 of us are working on an upcoming project already. So,
Is it a
it's
sequel?
going to be quite.
It's a secret.
Okay.
Oh no, it's completely separate.
Okay.
It's separate.
A short theatrical piece. But I have high hopes for it. So
It'll be cool.
Okay. Now,
keep your eye on us. Keep your eye on us. You know, we'll be working together the rest of my life, but that's only like 5 years.
You got that right, dude.
Oh, I have to go right
All right.
now. I love y'all.
We'll talk to you
Love you,
soon.
John.
Bye.
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 Thanks for coming. Thanks. Great to see you.
Mwah.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah.
Ah. There. Okay. I can still hear you. What am I doing wrong?
Still
Still
see.
Oh, there we
you
go.
got to boop.
Oh, fuck. Am I still on camera and everything?
Yeah. Yeah, you
What
should
the
hit the red
hell have I
button somewhere.
done?
You're stuck.
Oh,
You're in the
for God's
matrix.
sake.
Travis, do you have a
I don't have a
Oh,
thing.
my God.
He has to hang up.
Oh, man.
go with us?
I feel like a reggae song. I feel like a reggae song, like living in limbo or some shit. Oh my God!
Do you
What do
see?
I do? Just what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit this button over here because I really have to. Does that work?
No.
Oh, here,
What?
there he goes. John freaking Dugan, everybody.
Oh my! Oh wait a minute. Am I there? Still there?
Oh God.
there.
No, you're still there. We can hear you. You just closed your camera.
Yes.
Look for a little red
I'm going
like
call. There. Oh, here, end call. There we go.
I love all of that. That's the best.
That was perfect. I'm not editing that out at all.
No.
he is.
Why would you?
If I could have a tenth of his energy, I mean, he is like. He just never slows down. He's just constantly just yeah. It's amazing.
So are you guys doing any horror conventions or cons to promote your film, or?
We are. We've been doing a bunch of conventions around here in Florida, the ones that have film festivals. We've been showing in film festivals. We did a pretty big one earlier in the year called MegaCon. We did a showing there, and did a panel, all that stuff. And September 16th, here in Orlando, we are doing it's kind of an event thing, really. They have a film festival running, Phantasm Orlando, and their film festival is called Shock Reel Cinema Film Festival, if I got that right. And on Saturday night, September 16th at 8:00, they're going to do a special screening. But we're kind of doing it like an evening with Harlow's Haunt. We're going to have a panel after, Q&A panel, meet and greet, photo ops, autographs, all that stuff. And we're going to, and I just have been working on this today with Bayview. We're going to have the first limited edition Blu-rays available there. and that's about a month before the movie hits the public, the streaming and the outside. So the Blu-rays will be available. We're making a big deal about that. We're in a bunch of film festivals still yet, here in this country and in other countries. And yeah, we're going to be doing more and more conventions. But Amy, we got some convention news we should probably spring since you've talked to Rick already.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, well, I'll lead into it. You pick up and fill in the gaps that I missed, which I'm very good at doing. We've all been convention fans forever, and we've went to conventions all over the place. There's a lot of great ones here in Florida. They're, of course, all over the country. We've got good friends out in Texas that are involved with cons out there. We've got friends in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. And, they're all great and they're all fun, but here you get a few filmmakers together and we always kind of come away thinking, yeah, but it'd be cool if this happened or if that happened. So a bunch of us, nutcases, have kind of got together and said, well, what would happen if some filmmakers put a convention together? How would it be different? So next year, we will be hosting the Florida Horror Con in Tampa. And Rick is kind of the spearhead for that. Amy and I are three parts of the I don't know, the top of the tower or whatever you want to think. The three goofballs that are driving this, but we've got some really, really great people coming on board to work with us. Don't want to give too much away yet because it's going to have some things you don't see anywhere at HorrorCons. It's going to be a very immersive event from the time you step foot in the door. So, but it's going to have a lot of the conventional stuff that you expect. Great celebrities, fantastic vendors, good food and that kind of stuff, and very good party atmosphere. So yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's kind of my long spiel about cons.
Awesome, and that's coming next year.
That'll be next year, and bringing back up Indie Horror Junkie. Once you subscribe to that on all of the socials, Indie Horror Junkie is going to be producing a lot of the content and information advertisement for Florida Horror Con if you want to keep up. So it's a good way to keep up with both. But yeah, next year you'll have to come down for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually told Rick that I will be down for that convention. So I will be the video record.
Perfect. Look forward to that.
That'd be great. We'd love to have you down. And yeah, it'll be fun. Conventions are such and I talk about this a lot. They're such an important part to horror, in particular, because horror fans are unlike any other fan in the world. We just are blessed to be in this genre, in this thing, because it's such a culture, and it's the such cool people. You got great people, and it's so exciting to see people do the cosplay or dress like their favorite, like Art the Clown, or just to see them invest that in themselves, and they get so excited about what they're doing, and that excitement's contagious, and it just brings the whole atmosphere. And to be able to connect with your audience that way, that's one thing that we love. I mean, we're not a big giant movie or anything at this point yet, but we still have and appreciate our fans and supporters. And when we, for example, when we were at MegaCon, we had a room full of people, and after the showing, we had people coming in wanting to see the movie again, or wanting to see a screening. And but we hung around, I don't know, a long time, just chatting with people, talking about the movie, took 1 million photos, signed 1 million autographs, and it's so cool to just be able to engage with people like that, rather than just kind of put it out there, forget about it, go on to the next thing, and not consider who your audience is, because they're arguably the most important part of the whole thing. So I think that's very important to be accessible.
I 100% agree. Horror conventions are the backbone of the horror community, and everything you said is 100% correct. And it's good I'm a horror con fan. I go to horror conventions all across the country, and it's great to meet not only indie, but even actors that I don't know or movies I don't know. It introduces me to things I would not have seen, and it's just amazing. I 100% support horror conventions.
That's cool. Yeah, you will find things that the word I'm going off of you says introduce. You'll find movies. You'll talk to people um, about about movies like a good friend of ours, Oliver Robbins from Poltergeist. He was Robbie Freeling in Poltergeist, and I was talking to Oliver a good long time at where were we last? Was it Spooky or what was it?
Spooky, yeah.
Spooky, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen this? All these movies he's done that kind of small movies here and there that are still available on different streaming channels and stuff I'd never seen." It's like, no, I didn't know you were in that. Yeah, so I'm like on my phone, like just jamming all these notes in of all these movies. So it's so cool to find these gems that you would never find otherwise.
I remember the first Terrifier came out back in 2016. I went to all the conventions and I kept seeing Terrifier. I was like, what the hell is Terrifier?
Yeah.
But Damien Leone and his guys did a great job of, it was a small independent movie, no one didn't know what it was. Right. But it just, at every convention, just finally I watched Terrifier. So it took a year, but I finally watched Terrifier, and it's great. It's great to introduce you to things you normally see, like you said.
Yeah, you're going to just find things, and you might find things where you least expect it, like at a vendor's table. You might see a poster or a T-shirt or a figure or something that lights that fire up, that reminds you of something or whatever. And it's just, if you let it, you can just go with this wave that propels you through. It can be what's the word I'm looking for? Not so much emotional, but kind of sentimental or whatever. It can reintroduce you to maybe a movie that you loved as a kid. I grew up in old theaters, watching Vincent Price and Hammer films, and that's what I cut my teeth on when I was a kid, because I'm like really old. Amy, say nothing. And and so yeah, so I'll see something like an old like a Peter Cushing poster or something. I get all like goofy about it, and I start rambling about, I don't know, who knows, but it's fun to find this stuff and be reintroduced to a lot of things at conventions. Otherwise, you probably never encounter it.
It's just a really beautiful way to connect with other people who care about the same things that you do and have similar interests, and and then a way to connect with people that you follow. So I don't know, there's something really special about that whole community. And like you travel all over just to go to these cons, and I just got back from a con up in Baltimore, and Terry and I are talking about going to a few at the end of the year out of state, just to continue to connect and see what everybody's working on. But when you have film festivals attached to these conventions, that kind of feeds you new artists and new sometimes subgenres. It feels like sometimes you'll see the weirdest stuff, but it's turns out to be incredible, like Skinamarink, that was so experimental, and they got picked up at a film festival. So that's the other cool thing that I love about the conventions, are the attached film festivals that can really introduce emerging artists in the indie realm.
And that's what I try to do with my channel too. I try to spotlight, indie horror directors, producers, and even vendors. Because at the end of the day, I'm a small horror YouTube channel. One day I'll be big, but right now I'm small, and I feel like all of us small guys gotta look out for each other.
Exactly.
There you go.
And
vendors are a huge support system for the cons. Vendors are a part of the attraction, and they are part of what makes the con go round. They're an elemental part of it.
Well, there's such an elegance to the indie world, and I just feel really strongly about this, versus again, not throwing stones, or I don't want to sound that way, but at studio productions and formula productions that kind of make things for the bottom line. and it's the cookie cutter formula movies, and they just churn them out and just churn. And actually, you probably picked up some of that in our movie. I kind of brought that topic up about the difference in generic versus homegrown, and how there's a different sense of creativity, which comes, I think, from a deeper part of the creative, whether it be the haunt promoter, like Harlow's Haunt, um, or an indie film, or I would rather go to a bar and listen to a mediocre live band than listen to something polished and fixed up in auto tune and Logic on iTunes. I'd rather find the soul and hear the reality or the realness in a performance, whether again it's acting or an indie film or anything like that. And there's just that elegance that you have being in the realm we are. And I don't want to say, I hesitate to say like the level, like indies are on a lower level. I totally, absolutely flip that upside down. The indies, the sky's the limit. I mean, we're not confined by any really rules or anything. We're independent.
It's so raw. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There are no rules. And so I think you have the freedom just to do whatever the hell you want, which is like exactly what we did with Harlow's. We did whatever the hell we wanted. It is not any way, shape, or form a outlined format that you really see when it comes to the structure of the writing, but that's something that Terry had this vision of how he wanted things to go, and it just works. It's different and it kind of throws people off the format, I think, but for us it worked, and we made this movie for us, and we're just happy that other people are into it. But Terry knew what he wanted, and we did it our way, and it was important to honor Terry's vision, and I think that the uniqueness of it will be, love it or hate it, it'll be remembered.
Exactly.
I,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to to follow up. My writing and the way the movie turned out, I'm very happy with the flow of it. I call it roller coaster writing, where you have that tick 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 tick, and then woo, and then you kind of level off. Then you go through a few swoops and turns, and then you tick 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 tick, and that's, I don't know, for me that's just the way my writing works. It's like got all these things that you may think what's coming, and it might not be what you think. Like you'll be on a coaster and you think, oh, we're going down a big hill, but it's really just one of those you drop 5 feet and it's a little splash till you get to the next one. So it's just kind of the vibe that came through in the movie. I think again the cast, everybody pulled it off really well.
I'm gonna tell everybody has actually seen the movie. This movie leaves you like, what the fuck happened? It definitely gives you a what the fuck happened, and it definitely makes you want to rewatch it. Did I miss something? It definitely gives you that roller coaster feel.
I love hearing that. That just makes the whole day.
And you want to go back and watch it again to be like, what did I miss? But it is a very dialogue-driven film, and there's a reason and purpose for that with the character specifically, because Terry always does this so well. It's like ripping out one page of the book, just anywhere in the story. There's so much to go back in the timeline and see what happened and how does that connect, and then there's still so much to tell. So this is just one little snippet of where this story goes, whatever direction, and it leaves the door open for a little more writing, doesn't it, Terry?
Yeah, I'll see if I can work something in.
Because there was definitely little subtle things in the beginning that made sense in the end, but it really didn't make sense. So once again, I'm definitely this definitely has some rewatch value. So I'm definitely gonna watch this again.
Thank you.
And see what I missed.
Yeah, give it a gander, and feel free to shoot me a message or something if you want to talk about it. So yeah, but to me, I mean, that kind of makes it fun. It makes it a movie should, I use that word engage a lot, but it should engage you. And again, you kind of play that mental game. You're trying to figure it out. It doesn't matter if it's, like, a big movie like Mission Impossible or whatever. I mean, you're kind of playing almost a video game type scenario watching those movies, but it's still, you're kind of hopping from one thing to the next. You're trying to, keep ratcheting up or going in a direction. But the movie, Yeah, it's just, it's that continual movement of the story. I think is pretty important.
And I've done many videos, and I forget to give a shout out to, there's a Facebook group. It's called a Horror Promotions. That is an amazing group. That's how actually I found you guys.
Okay.
Wow.
They do a great job of promoting, but they give an open platform. There's no admin or anything like that. So if you are an indie director or even artist, you can just go on there and people can see your stuff for free. I mean, it's an amazing group. So definitely check that out.
Awesome.
I appreciate you letting us know about it. We'll take a look at it for sure.
Yes.
And
But guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Everyone, please check out Harlow's Haunt. It's going to be coming out Halloween weekend.
we don't have an exact date, but it's Halloween-ish. It's a Halloween release, and as soon as we get that date from Bayview, we will pass it along to you. And also, we have a really active Facebook group, Harlow's Haunt Movie, where we post almost every day. So all that information will be on there as well.
Awesome. And are you guys on Instagram as well?
We are. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all under Harlow's Haunt. Just no spaces, just as it's spelled.
Awesome.
Right, Amy. Did I mess that up? I usually.
Nailed it.
But you guys have done a great job. Also, check out Amy in this month's or this volume's Indie Horror Junkie magazine.
Yes, Indie Horror Junkie magazine, issue number 3. Again, Indie Horror Junkies on all the socials, just at Indie Horror Junkie, or you can go to indiehorrorjunkie.com and download the first 3 issues, and the second one will be coming out soon.
September. Yep.
September, yes.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Once again, guys, it was a pleasure. Definitely let's come back on when the release happens.
Let's do it.
And tell John I say thank you as well. Get a chance to talk.
We will. Good old John. Glad he could liven the show up a little bit.
Yes, that was amazing. That was a check off my bucket list.
Wow.
Awesome.
But thank you for coming to Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Travis.